Conclusion inevitable.
It was a jump to conclusions, Matt.
My conclusion was that this idea was not a practical deterrent.
My only conclusion can be that it was a Sith Lord.
In conclusion.
Hello there, folks. Welcome back to In Conclusion, the only movie podcast that wants to do a quick little slurp of the bathtub. I'm Dan O'Keefe, and joining me as always is Anna Otto. Anna, how are you?
Well, up until this moment, I was healed because I saw Fall Out Boy last night.
Mm-hmm.
It was, let me just tell you, this is gonna be like a slutty episode. I don't mean for it to be. Pete Wentz was wearing this little mesh shirt that he wears at like multiple different concerts.
Uh-huh.
It had me thinking some sinful thoughts last night, and I've not yet recovered. So I'm going to try to hold it together so I'm not up until 1 o'clock in the morning just talking and thirsting loudly. But I'm good. I'm good, Dan.
Good.
Oh,
I'm glad.
I already thought of something else I want to say. Anyway,
Okay.
sorry. I'll say it later. How are you, Dan?
I'm good.
It's related to the movie, so. Good.
I'm good. I leave for my honeymoon soon, so that's exciting.
Oh, I'm so jealous.
Yeah. It'll be fun, I hope.
I'm sure it'll be wonderful.
Yeah. No, me
You're
too.
gonna eat so many good foods and see so many beautiful things and spend time with a Gorgina lady.
Yes. You don't
Inside and out.
understand how excited I am for the food.
It's gonna be. One of our friends has been to Italy, and all he talks about is how good it is to eat there.
Like most of what I'm looking forward to everything there, but like top level, it's the food. It's the dinners, it's the breakfasts, it's the pastries, it's the
Oh my god,
the lattes. Oh, do you understand? Every morning, sipping a coffee on a
The tiny little
cobblestone
cappuccino cup?
street. Ugh.
That's gonna be me when me and Gage go on our honeymoon. Except instead of coffee, it's gonna be whiskey because we're gonna be in Ireland. So
You're not going to Gatlinburg for your honeymoon?
stop! I fucking love Gatlinburg,
I know.
but no, that's not where we're going on our honeymoon. I'm trying to splurge. I've never been out of the country. Okay,
Okay, Ireland is
don't
nice.
come for me. Thank you.
I love my home country.
I'm gonna say your people.
Yeah, it's also a very American thing to say that Ireland is my home country, having been born and raised in suburban Chicago.
I was gonna say, like, is that the same as me being like, let me pull up to Dusseldorf and spend some time with the Germans?
Exactly.
Even though I'm born and raised in Milwaukee.
Hey, me and Barack Obama, two proud children of Ireland. And
Is he from Wilmette too? No.
no, he's from Hawaii.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Hillary Clinton is from not Evanston, somewhere around there. She went to Maine North.
That doesn't mean anything to me. I'm so sorry.
Or Maine East? It's a high school near me.
Okay.
Or near my parents. I live in Los Angeles now. What am I
I was
talking
gonna say, how
about?
close? How close is it to you?
Anyway, the movie that we're talking about today is unrelated to any of that. It is related, however, to that slurpy bathtub time that I mentioned as we got started, because we are talking about Saltburn.
Oh, let me just start off by saying that when this movie first dropped, my coworkers talked about it in hushed tones and codes because it was so nasty. But because they all wanted to make sure that they experienced the trauma together.
Yes.
And when I joined in on the conversation, I told them that I actually really enjoyed the movie, and they all rode me out on a rail.
Okay.
They said, you're weird. And I said, I just like art. Thank you very much.
I think this is very much what I saw somebody describe on Twitter as a coworker movie, where you have coworkers who don't watch movies all that often. They hear something about this. They watch this like, oh my God. This is the wildest thing I've ever seen. Have you seen this? This is...
Have you seen Poor Things? Because that was 20 times wilder.
Like, other coworker movies include American Sniper. Everyone's
I watched
coworker
that
saw
one.
that.
I saw that.
That's about the end of my list.
I'm trying to think. I mean, my coworkers and I usually talk about like documentaries. We were really talking a lot about
The Menu.
Quiet on Set. Loved The Menu.
Me too.
Loved
But it
The
is
Menu.
definitely a movie that's like people who don't see movies very often. They go and they're like, "Oh my gosh, this was it was very good," but they're like, "Oh my god, so great." Oscar when?
So traumatized. Oscar when? What?
When does?
Oh,
not
I was thought
Oscar.
that was the
not
name
like
of a
Oscar
movie.
Isaac.
I was like, what do you mean Oscar when? Is that like a Doctor Who style movie? Like, what is this? Got it. No, I mean, it was the talk of the town.
Mm-hmm.
And did you see that Lush dropped, not in America, unfortunately, but in England and like their UK branches, they dropped a Saltburn inspired bath bomb.
I did not. What was
Oh
in
my
it?
god. It just made your water look dirty and murky,
Oh,
and I think it had Epsom salt in it.
oh, I'm surprised it didn't make it look like cloudy and white.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh, okay. So it's a bath bomb.
Like
of
it was a
cum.
white bath bomb. Ew, please. Please, my fragile heart.
We can't stop beating around the bush.
I'm trying to. But yes, that's what it looked like. And I thought it was so funny. And I was like, oh my God, I don't even like bath bombs. Like, they make my skin really itchy. And I was like, oh, I really want to, like, see if I can buy this just, like, as a joke.
Mm-hmm.
Not sold in America. Absolutely
Disappointing.
brutal. Mm-hmm. I'm going to have to go back to not taking baths.
They're leaving you wanting. Similar to how Barry
Truly.
Keoghan was wanting.
Okay, say it on 3. Is he hot? 1, 2, 3.
Yes.
Oh, thank God.
Absolutely
Okay.
he is. Are you kidding me?
He's like hot in a weird way, though. Like he's kind of. Sometimes I see him and I'm like, how old are you?
Mm-hmm.
But he definitely leaves me yearning.
Mm-hmm.
I would say.
It's his
Short
tight little
king.
body.
Oh my God. We're gonna have to power through this episode. I'm gonna be fighting for my life.
I mean, I also basically anyone in a movie is hot because
That is not true. I've
Well-
seen some.
so much of hotness comes down to confidence. And to be like
Yeah.
a leading actor or a leading actress in a movie, you need to have such absurd levels of self-confidence that like it's gonna reflect off of you.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I don't know though. I just watched The Accountant with Ben Affleck for the first time.
Hot.
And he looked
oh my
like
god.
Hank Hill. What?
Button up.
He looked
top
like
button
Hank Hill.
buttoned,
No. Okay.
plaid shirt
Undo.
with tie,
He
glasses.
literally
Ugh.
looked like Hank Hill.
Adjust
and
my
literally-
insurance claims.
Gage and I were watching the movie with his parents, and I kept texting him pictures of Hank Hill with no context.
Next week we're going to be talking about Ben Affleck's The Accountant and its sequel,
Great.
More Accountant.
Just us watching the movie a second time.
No, Saltburn, written and directed by Diamond Mine Air Emerald Fennel, produced by other people and Margot Robbie, starring
Slay Queen.
Barry Keoghan, Jacob Elordi, Rosamund Pike, Richard E. Grant, Allison Oliver, and Archie Medekwe? I don't know how to pronounce his name. I've seen it written a bunch, but not sure how to pronounce it. Cinematography by Linus Sandgren. Good.
The names are just unbelievable on this film.
Give Linus Sandgren a hand. Also the cinematographer for La La Land and Babylon.
I was frowning for a minute, but then you said Babylon, so I'm not frowning anymore.
Wow. Oh, and Don't Look
just-
Up.
I'm frowning again.
Yeah. Released by Amazon MGM Studios on November 17th, 2023, with a budget of, don't know. It made $21.1 million at the box office.
How is that possible? Did it go to the movie theaters?
It had I guess.
Was it like Poor Things, where it was in the back of the movie theater and it was just me and Gage and another couple sitting in the dark for 4 hours?
I think that most of that comes from the UK and international. Because
Because we streamed it.
yeah, so do we.
Okay.
Like the week it came out, we streamed it.
Yeah, us too. As soon as my coworker started talking about it, I was like running home and pulling it up.
According to the Wikipedia page, The movie was one of the top 10 worldwide film debuts on Amazon Prime, and Saltburn-themed videos amassed nearly 4 billion views on TikTok.
I'm sorry. Oh, okay. It's probably just videos that use murder on the dance floor. I was very concerned for a moment.
Well, it's just videos of them licking up bathtubs and then sticking fingers in mouths and then, I don't know, showing off how
sweet,
wealthy they are.
passionate love to the ground. Oh.
Yeah, that too. On Rotten Tomatoes is a 71% approval rating.
That feels low. I really enjoyed it, but we're going to have to unpack this because I feel like, now tell me if you agree, I feel like you have to be a person who enjoys film to enjoy this movie. Otherwise, you might just be shocked. There's a lot of shock value.
I don't know why you would watch a movie if you don't enjoy film.
Because some people just are watching it, like you said, because it's hot. Not hot like sexy, hot like popular.
Yeah. I don't know if I necessarily agree.
Okay.
But the consensus, Emerald Fennell's candy-coated and incisive Saltburn is a debauched jolt to the senses that will be invigorating for most.
Oh. Okay. I was part of that. I was most.
At the Golden Globes, it was nominated for 2 awards, Best Actor in a Motion Picture Drama for Barry Keoghan and Best Supporting Actress in a Motion Picture for Rosamund Pike. They lost to Davine Joy Randolph and Cillian Murphy.
Cillian Murphy. Huh.
Killian me softly.
Just kidding. Cillian Murphy, you know, I know he deserved it. And also, they were both celebrating each other, so I'm not going to poo-poo.
Okay.
Not heavily, at least. I'm just cycling through my own thoughts, okay? I enjoyed this movie. I had no interest in seeing Sloppenheimer.
How much of Saltburn did you know about before you saw it?
I made my coworkers tell me everything.
Okay.
I said, in code, in secret, give me the tea because this sounds absolutely raucous. Mm-hmm. I didn't know about the... Let's break it into 3 sections. 1, the bathtub. 2, the garden. 3, the funeral.
Mm-hmm.
I knew about the first 2 because my coworkers were getting into an argument about which scene was more disturbing.
Is the garden when she's sitting under his window?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I
So
would
I knew
argue
about
that's
those 2.
the
The
most
third
disturbing.
Oh, my sweet summer child. No way. The bathwater is way nastier. I don't know. It just feels like she was consenting to that.
Was she?
I interpreted it as she was.
I don't know if she was really consenting to anything that was happening throughout the entire
True.
movie.
Okay, well, maybe I interpreted it wrong. Uh-oh. This is going to open up a conversation about SA. I can't wait to have this deep intellectual conversation about, you know, this is why consent is king. We should always be giving a yes. There should be no interpretation in real life. Am I right?
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Thank you.
I also thought
But
you
because
said,
it's art, we'll interpret.
I thought you said consent is kink, and I was like, it better not be.
No, it's king, King. But my kink might be, you know, getting consent.
Just out of the blue from anyone.
I think it's because when I was in middle school, was it high school? I can't remember. I had to take a class called Can I Kiss You?
Mm-hmm.
Through my church. It was definitely
That
for
sounds
confirmation. It was in high school.
Wait, hold up. For your church?
Yeah, they had us take like a bunch of...
Was the teaching like, if the priest asks you this, tell them no?
No, Dan! It was like for, you know, youths who might be troubled, and we had to learn all about like, if you are not a virgin, you can still become a virgin again. Like, through Christ, you can get forgiven. And, like, what was the other one? There was one, I remember them talking about I'll never forget this. This woman goes, yeah, I didn't live with my husband before we got married, and when we got married, it was a real shock to me that he doesn't sleep with a glass of water next to him. He opens a can of Coke every night before he goes to bed.
Oh my God. What?
And I lay
Divorce.
awake at night. Literally, I sit here sometimes and I think about that, and I'm like, where are they now? Like, what are his teeth
At the
okay?
dentist,
Like,
I hope.
is his stomach okay? Like, is he getting sleep?
I was thinking about that earlier today. The things that you do when you go to sleep, or like what your partner does when you go to sleep, that's not just like falling asleep, but like either weird habits or things that like you have to listen to like white noise or something, or have like a humidifier going or anything, because
I have a humidifier.
I basically listen to the whitest of white noise you can find possible, which is
Sweet
people on YouTube talking
Caroline.
about baseball when I go to
Oh
sleep.
my God. That's brutal. Dan, Anna's a strong woman. I couldn't do it.
She did say
You got
to
headphones
me,
in?
No. She did say to me today, I notice it when you don't do it, or like when you don't go to sleep when I do or something, and it's odd. So I've tricked her. I've convinced her.
I can't fall asleep as easily without hearing Gage's chainsaw snoring.
Oh God.
And I've said that to him. I was like, people always ask me, how can you fall asleep with him snoring like that? I will riddle you this. How can I fall asleep without it? Because now I have to turn on nature sounds or like people talking sounds, like just general background noise. Because I cannot sleep without him absolutely shaking the windows of our house.
Oh my gosh. I couldn't handle it.
Yeah, it's not for the faint of heart. It's how I know he's my soulmate. I need it. I crave it.
You know who else
Absolutely brutal.
craved?
Beautiful transition, Dan.
Oliver Quick, played by Barry
That's such a cute
Keoghan.
little name, unfortunately.
Well, yeah, because it's like Oliver the little cartoon cat.
Oh, I was like, who?
You know. who
You're talking
I'm
about, why should I worry?
Wait, am I talking about
cat,
Felix?
Why should I care? Oliver is the orange cat.
I was
I
thinking
got streets of warfare. That one.
I was not thinking
Don't
that.
come
I was
for me,
thinking of Felix the cat.
Oh, I like Felix the cat. Oliver's the orange cat, and he was in a movie with Billy Joel, who played a street smart dog.
Oh, it's Cats Don't Dance. Right?
No, the name of the movie is literally like Oliver and Company.
Oh.
Anyway.
Garfield, A Tale of Two Kitties?
Yup.
Oliver Quick. He is a scholarship student at the University of Oxford. And
Quite.
he does not fit in because he sucks.
Brutal. And he's poor.
And his roommate's insane.
Yeah, his roommate is big ick.
His roommate's insane for why? For seemingly no reason. He's obsessed with being able to answer math problems.
My worst nightmare. I hate math.
He also, he doesn't fit in at dinner. His roommate yells at him. He did all of the summer reading all of the books that were assigned, including the Bible.
But, who cares?
Yeah, right?
It's not hurting anybody to read.
And he yearns.
Oy.
He yearns for one man. Felix the Catten.
Honestly, Jacob Elordi is a very handsome, tall gentleman.
He is. He's also Australian.
Yeah, which was crazy. Neither one of them is, England British.
Well, Barry Keoghan is not British. He is Irish. It is a different country.
Yes. Don't come for me, Ireland. I know you're not a part of it, but aren't they still a part of the UK?
No. Northern Ireland is.
Okay, thank you. I got confused. Sorry, Ireland. I love you. I can't wait to visit. Please let me in still. Okay, thank you. Bye.
The Irish government is listening to this podcast. They are one of our
God.
devoted listeners. They write in every episode.
Please,
Usually
I'm
I don't
Catholic.
understand
I
it
swear.
because it's in Irish, but I can tell when they are writing you off of a list.
Please, I'm Catholic. Let me in. I I know that that's what started this argument.
The
Please.
fastest mass, full mass that I've ever been to was in Ireland.
Period.
Full mass, 20 minutes.
Oh, I would be way more religious if that was the case. That's
Right?
so ideal.
Oh my God, it was
That is
incredible.
so ideal. Sensational.
They did the Our Father in Irish. Couldn't understand a word. I loved it.
Beautiful.
The
That would've been
communion was kind of just like
gorgino.
a mad rush up to the front. There wasn't like set lines or anything.
I would absolutely punch girlies out to get some of that Christ.
Mm-hmm.
On my way.
Also, we're going to stick in Catholic corner for a while.
Love it here.
My brother goes to like a non-denominational or like a Unitarian Universalist church now.
Okay.
And my mom went with him for Easter, and they use real
Mm-hmm.
bread.
Man, they haven't used real bread in the Catholic Church for ages.
Right?
They used to use that at my school, and I remember distinctly, core memory, second grade, making my first communion, where so basically, if you're not Catholic and you're listening, that's where if you are Catholic, you get to go up and you get to take the bread and the wine for the first time.
And they build it up so
And-
much. Like, spiritually,
Yes,
they build it up
they're
so
like-
much, but then in your head, because you're 8 or whatever, you're like, oh, this is going
Yeah.
to taste so good.
It tastes like wine, like not great dry red wine. I don't take the wine.
No.
And
That's also
a
gross because
dry
you're
cracker.
drinking from the same cup as everybody else. Like,
Yeah,
lips
it's not
on.
for me. I don't even care that they're like, oh, no big diseases have ever come from this. It's not enough. I'm sorry, God. I just, of all the things to be a non-believer, it's in that. They had like this delicious whole wheat honeyed bread.
Ooh.
Oh my God, scrumdiddly. When they served that up at church, I was like, yes, break me off a slice. And then they stopped doing it. And I think it was probably like an allergen thing. And they went straight to the wafers.
Mm-hmm.
Brutal.
That is brutal. Speaking of brutal, Oliver's going through some pretty brutal stuff in his friendship with Felix. They do become friends because he gives him his bike when Felix has a flat tire.
Yeah, I wouldn't do that. I'm
No.
sorry. I'm too materialistic.
100%. Felix spots him when he's supposed to buy a round for the bar. But then
He's like nice when all of Felix's friends are being like total dicks to Oliver. They're
yeah.
just like making comments about him being poor and not being as like cool and popular and fun as them, and he actually is like really kind to Oliver, and clearly, I don't know if it's out of pity. It kind of feels like it is, but it also kind of feels like he's trying to just be like a decent human.
Yeah, I think it's a combination of pity, and he sees him as a window into a different life, because he seems Felix seems kind of not over being rich, but like he has some level of self-awareness about it that everybody else in his family lacks. And he kind of sees Oliver as like an anchor.
Let's just also be for fucking real for a second. You're in college. This whole cliquey cool versus not cool thing is not real anymore.
Not real.
Sorry.
Maybe in England in 2006.
Maybe, but in America when we were in college, I don't buy into
No
that
one was
crap.
cool.
I'm sorry. No.
No one
I
is
mean, we were
cool.
theater majors, so you weren't, but you hung out with us, so you
So
count.
I was cool.
You hung out with me, so
Yeah, and I hope
I don't know, Dan.
I hope it rubbed off.
nope.
Hey, speaking of rubbing one off,
Stop, Daniel.
well, actually, speaking of off, Oliver gets word that his father died in the garden,
Brutal.
and
Again, how many times am I going to say that in this movie?
let's just start playing Olivia Rodrigo's album.
God, it's brutal out here. I think so far in the movie, I was like, okay, this is pretty tame. Like, when's
Yeah.
it gonna get spicy?
Yeah, we're about half an hour into the movie at this point, and they have not
Yeah.
gotten to the titular Saltburn, which is Felix's family country house.
Yes,
Oliver gets
a
invited.
named estate.
Oliver shows up before he is told to, and the servant doesn't like him. because he doesn't understand
Wait,
the
we
ways.
didn't talk about the little thing Felix teaches him about writing the name of the person on the rock and then throwing it in the river.
Oh, yeah, as a way to, like,
Let it go.
memorialize them and let it go.
Yeah, I kind of like that. I thought that was nice. I mean,
Sure, I do that more to, like, a federal building that you don't like.
oh,
Or, like, a piece of architecture that you're not a fan of. Or, like, you have a neighbor you don't like. A way to let go of any past trauma is to write it on a rock and throw it through glass. And then it becomes their problem.
that feels a little bit more intense than I would have willed it to be, but sure.
My opinion on Lalamir has totally shifted. I'm 100% for it now. I think it is not ugly. But I do understand.
No wonder you got pictures taken there.
Yeah, right? I do understand if people want to get some of that, like, trauma away from them, get it off their chest, get a rock, throw it through that sucker. It becomes Lalamir's problem. It's got to deal with it now.
No, I'm gonna say no to vandalism. But yes to writing your anger down on a rock and tossing it into a stream, as long as it's not like
A stream of unbroken glass that will soon become broken, attached to a window, a building.
okay. Well,
At Saltburn,
anyway,
Felix's parents, Rosamund Pike as Lady Elspeth Catton, and Richard E. Grant as
Quite the
Sir
name.
James Catton. They're eccentric and detached. Rosamund Pike's insane and, like, watching over her friend Pamela,
yeah,
played by Carey Mulligan.
they're very weird friends. I don't know. I wouldn't even say they're all kind of fake,
Yeah.
for lack of a better word.
They're fake trying. They're trying to. They're all trying to detach themselves from the wealth that they have, but they're
But not
doing
doing a
so
good
in
job of it.
very bad ways.
Yeah.
Also, Pamela is played by Carey Mulligan
Yes, you said that.
of Maestro fame.
She was also in that the Oscar Isaac movie we watched. I'm having a brain fart. The one where he's a singer.
Inside Llewyn Davis.
Inside. Yeah, wasn't she in that one?
She was.
Yes.
Speaking of people who want to be inside other men, Oliver.
Oh. Nice.
Thank you. Basically, the next 15 minutes of the movie are them just showing the house and showing, like, look at how wealthy, look at how big, look at how wild, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, how many rooms? It's easy to get lost in here, blah, blah.
Yeah. Oliver watches Felix in a bathtub going to town on himself.
Oh, Lord. That was awkward to watch. I don't think I'll ever be comfortable watching any sort of sexy scene in a movie.
I don't think
unless
this is
it's
supposed
like
to be
you
sexy.
want the characters to get together. You know what I mean? Well,
Yeah. Sexual, yes. I don't think you're supposed to watch this and
Sexual.
be titillated.
I'm not. I'm the opposite.
Assilated? What's the
Untitillated.
opposite of...
Yes.
Yeah.
Untitillated.
Titilluded?
Tittle-tooted.
Eluded from the tit?
I don't like that. It's like entering the room chest first. That's what I'm picturing. Anyway.
I enter ass first. Thank you.
Ooh.
And I walk forward. I'm not going to explain how that works.
That sounds like you have your body folded in
I'm
half.
swinging it.
Jesus.
So, yeah, Oliver drinks the used bathwater, which
So nasty.
it's
It's
gross.
not even drinks. He like he's lapping it up like a dog.
Yeah.
Let's be for real, Dan.
Sorry. I don't know why I was trying to sugarcoat it.
Don't.
He slurps up the cum water. And also, it's dirty on its own. Dirty bathwater. Gross. Human ejaculate thrown in
So-
there.
Oh, I don't like
Grosser.
that term. I know that that's literally like the medical term, but that made me want to absolutely just burst into flames. Thank you so much.
Well, the next scene made me want to burst into flames because he notices that Venetia, who is also staying at Saltburn, that is Felix's sister, she is waiting outside of his bedroom window, sitting in a chair underneath. And he's like, ah, yes, now I can be mega creep. He goes down there, performs his ways of attraction on her.
Hooks up with her. Let's just say that.
Well, I don't understand. Like, he says this weird speech to her that's like, but you wanted me to do this, didn't you?
Oh.
And then
When you say this, it's making me want to crawl out of my skin big time.
she's on her period, and he goes down on her and also fingers her.
Ah!
And makes her
Don't rip the
eat
Band-Aid
it.
off.
Taste it. Lick it off. At that
I'm
point
calling
during
my
my
therapist
first
after
watch,
this.
I was like, don't need that.
It's not the worst. I think the bathtub scene is still more jarring for me to watch. Because you're not... I don't know. It just didn't feel so gross, but hearing somebody else, someone I care about, someone I love, a friend, say those words to me makes me want to throw up.
Yes, right? Makes me want to jump off the roof.
It makes me want to run away for, like, ever.
Yeah, as it should.
Yeah, that was horrible.
Well, you know who sees this? Farley Dickinson. Sorry, Farley Start. That's his name. Played by Archie Madekwe, who is Felix's American cousin.
He's literally so annoying.
He is.
Is this what we are to the British?
Yes.
Brutal again.
He is also the star of Gran Turismo.
Yes! Okay, I didn't watch that movie, but once again, it played in the background while I was at Gage's parents' house once, so I've seen snippets of it, but I was reading a book. I wasn't actually watching it, so... Not really my thing, racing.
But he is British. The actor is. Playing an American.
Okay. You know, they're just accents. Slay.
Right? So he confronts him. Oliver says nothing happened. That's that. Felix confronts him. And then Oliver tries to come on to Farley.
I feel like... I mean, he physically does climb onto him, so...
And Farley's the only person to turn him down, basically.
Yeah. To not be manipulated by him.
Yeah, he sees through it because he's got those American wits, those American smarts.
Mm-hmm.
Like us, Americans. The smartest
What
of
can
the
we
bunch.
say? Sure, Dan.
So, then the next morning, Sir James, evicts Farley because he gets a report from Sotheby's, the auction house, that he intends to sell some of James's valuables. But he doesn't. No. That was Oliver. Oliver staged all that. It's a ruse. It's a gamble. It's a plot.
It's always
it's a scheme.
a ruse and
it's
a gamble.
Ploy. And then the summer comes to an end. Almost. And they're planning a party for Oliver's birthday. And they go on a trip. Felix surprises Oliver with a trip to his mother.
Oh, this part was so cringe, Dan. This part was so cringe.
Remember, Oliver said that his father died and his mother is insane and barely knows him, and he is has a horrible home life. So then they drive to the family's house, and guess what?
What, Dan?
He had a perfectly regular suburban life.
Yeah, I would say it was more than that because it was honestly, beautiful.
He had a British Leave It to Beaver life.
Yeah, the house was gorge.
Yeah.
I mean, it was just beautiful. Let's be very real.
Very beautiful. Not upper class, but well enough
But, like,
off.
comfortable. I would
Yeah.
say they were comfortable. And like his parents seem like two very normal, put together people. Like, am
Regular
I crazy?
people.
They seem like just normal middle class people.
Yeah, his mom was super excited to see him. So was his dad.
Mm-hmm.
They do regular stuff from what we see.
Yep.
Normal people. And Oliver hates that. Are you kidding me? He's so embarrassed.
Couldn't be me. Like, that was a beautiful house. I'd be proud to bring my friends and family over there.
Right?
But what do I know? Nothing.
Um,
I'm not unhinged. I've never drank somebody's dirty bathwater. So what do I know?
there's always time to change that.
No.
Don't.
I'm not planning to change that. But thank you so much for
You're
the
welcome.
offer.
You're welcome. I didn't offer anything.
No, and wait, that
No,
came
no,
out
no, no,
wrong,
no.
But you know what I mean. wait, no. I'm gonna go cry in my bed. I hate the mental, not image, but just idea.
Idea.
Yeah, I'm gonna wash my mouth, then my eyes. Dan, I hope you enjoyed the 2 weeks in Italy. This will be our final conversation. Thank you so much. Oh
It's
my
just
God.
going to be Anna reading the Bible going forward in an attempt to purify herself from sin.
That was horrible.
So Felix is hurt by Oliver's deception. He's not going to tell anyone because he doesn't want to humiliate him, but he does say that Oliver has to leave after the party.
Yeah. I don't think that's a big ask of him. I mean, he's
No.
nice enough to not like embarrass him at the party. You know, like that's pretty kind, I would
Sure.
say. For someone who you don't really need to be kind to, it's a kind thing to do.
Yeah. I mean, how does the saying go? You got to be cruel to be kind in the right measure. Cruel to be kind. It's a very good time. Cruel to be kind means that I love you. What is Felix doing?
Oh.
That's the lyrics to Cruel to be kind.
Yeah, it felt like you were just spitting for a second there.
You
I
gotta
was
be cruel to be kind. You know that song.
No.
It's from the 60s.
Yup. Because that's
Cruel
when
to
I
be
was
kind,
alive.
In the right measure. Cruel to be kind. It's a very good sign. Bars.
Absolutely spitting right now.
So this party, it's wild. It's crazy. They got drugs. They got
I
outfits.
don't understand the costumes. I'm
I
going to
don't
be
either.
very clear with you right now. I don't understand the costumes.
Richard E. Grant wears a suit of armor. He's
like,
very excited about it.
The ears, or not ears, the horns, they were very much giving...
Antlers.
Yes, thank
Yes.
you. They were very much giving the Sugar We're Going Down music video circa 2000 whatever,
2005.
where probably
Hey,
where
this
the
movie set
boy
in
is,
2006.
perfect, where the boy is like a deer.
Mm-hmm.
This is exactly the same.
I
Am
guess.
I wrong?
I mean, the thought going through the Oliver's head when he looks at Felix is, "Am I more than you bargained for yet?"
I've been dying to tell you anything. I can't. There's no way to good. Like,
Am I
articulate
more than you
than
bargained
you
for
bargained
yet?
for yet? Yes. I. Thank you.
Party's wild. Party's crazy. In the Saltburn
It is
hedge
sinful.
maze.
Damn, that's so wealthy of them to have.
Yeah. Oliver tries to make amends with Felix, tells him that he loves him, he adores him. Oh my God, he's his number one fan. But Felix says, "Go get help, bitch."
Yeah.
Basically.
He does. He pretty much like throws everybody. What's the word? He just throws.
He just
I don't
throws.
even know what I'm trying to say.
I don't know
I
what
don't
you're
know
trying
what
to
I'm
say
trying to say
either.
right now, Dan. I'm sorry. Hello, dear listener. It's almost 11 o'clock here, my time. I'm fighting for my life. No,
Yes.
he like. I mean, God bless poor Felix. He's trying to get away. He clearly knows something is wrong, but I don't think he grasps the gravity of which he is going to be fighting with Oliver. I think it's one of those things where he doesn't realize that he's going to be murdered.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like, it's scary. Imagine your family's this rich. They have this big fancy house. You're running around. You're trying to be nice to somebody. You thought they were maybe your friend. You're trying to take pity on them. They're not at all who you thought they were. And they're just a creep. I can't even imagine, Dan.
Just wait.
I know. Sorry that was so rambly. I literally was just like, what am I trying to say right now? I can't remember my point. Anyway.
It's the next morning. Felix is dead. Boo-hoo, bah. He died in the hedge maze.
Mm-hmm.
What happened? Well, Oliver says that Farley gave him drugs and that killed him. And then James kicks him out of the house after a scene of intense stress, I guess, of them trying to close the curtains and then being shrouded in red and everybody trying to hide their feelings and not address the situation at hand or anything, trying to cover them up. And then they have the funeral. They throw a rock in the water.
You know, just kind of going back to the right after they find out he's dead and stuff, you know what really creeped me out?
What?
The red curtains.
Yes. And getting everything shrouded in red.
Yes. Like, it's terrifying. I recognize that that's literally the point, but that is so creepy to me. I don't know. I was thinking about that.
Not going to put up red curtains anywhere, I don't think. I think I'm going to be in a red curtain-free house.
That's for the best. Because I was thinking about that while I was, like, watching this movie, and I was like, ugh. Red curtains are just so ominous. They hurt your eyes. It really is unsettling.
They have the funeral, and then Oliver mourns Felix. And
in his own way.
Takes out his little quick and fucks the grave.
I don't like that you called it his little quick. But yeah, he
what do you want me to call his Oliver twist?
He gets out his little say hello to my little friend, I guess.
Oliver pulls out his twist.
Yeah. Oh my god, I hate it so much. Thank you so much.
Yeah, then he fucks the grave.
Ugh, absolutely traumatizing.
Fornicates with the recently buried grave. Look at how wild and crazy it is. Just a brief glimpse into his fucked up mind.
He's not well. I mean, Dan, do you think, be for fucking real for a second, BFFR, do you think somebody, like, I know nobody saw him, but in a real cemetery, don't you think there'd be cameras or something, no matter how fucking private it is?
No.
No? You don't think?
No,
like,
there aren't cameras in most cemeteries.
I guess, but how was he not caught?
People do weird shit in cemeteries.
Not me.
Well, I didn't say you. I didn't say all people.
I guess you're right.
I never and probably would never accuse you of wanting to fornicate a grave.
Thank you, Dan. I'm glad I don't give off those vibes.
Yeah.
Because I would really have to do a look within if I did.
Uh-huh.
That part was hard to watch too, but not for the same reasons as the other parts. But thus concludes what I would say is chapter 3 of the movie, where I thought the movie was going to end, if I'm being honest with you.
It does not end. Venetia then kills herself after Oliver tries to seduce her, but she slits her wrists in the bathtub.
Yeah, that was a hard watch, too, because she's on to him, too. She even says, she's like, I know who you are. Because she doesn't he kill her? No.
He doesn't kill her. He drives her to suicide.
That's what it was.
Yes.
Okay.
He gives her the rudiments.
Oh, my God. Absolutely brutal. I know I've said it 100 times. I'm sorry, everyone.
And Elspeth wants him to stay. James bribes him to leave because he doesn't like how close they are. and doesn't like his presence there, and he accepts it. And then the movie does not end. We jump forward to 2022.
Good year.
Was it?
For me, it's okay.
That's pretty good. I don't know. On a year post 2019, I always need a question. Was it a good year?
Yeah, take a second, breathe about it, think about it.
Yeah.
2020, absolutely not. Horrible year.
No, I do remember in 2021, or definitely in 2022, that I was like, oh my God, this is the worst year ever. And I was like, hold up. Remember last year?
Yep. Humble myself for a second.
A little memory gap going on.
Ugh.
Anyway, James is dead. Oliver encounters Elspeth at a cafe. She's so happy to see him. They better reunite in Saltburn. Then he spends several months with her. She becomes terminally ill, and Oliver explains to her on her deathbed that he is responsible for everything that happened at Saltburn.
Mm-hmm.
He planted everything. He put the flat tire in Felix's bike. He had the money to pay for the drinks. Everything. It was all a ruse. It was all a ploy.
That's so just absolutely devious and conniving.
And my question is this, the movie plays it like it's some big reveal. Is this supposed to be a surprise?
It doesn't, it's not. Let's be real. It's not a reveal. We all saw it coming. I mean, I guess it's just the reveal is that he told
Elspeth.
he told Elsbeth that he was doing this. You know what I mean?
And then he pulled
He
the
came clean.
longest tube out of her throat.
Oh
Longest
God,
tracheal
that
tube.
Dan, I blocked that out of my memory until you said it. That
Yoink.
made me literally want to cry, scream, throw up, run away, wash my eyes again. That was absolutely traumatizing to watch.
I did say yoink when he pulled it out.
Oh, I didn't.
It's a
What were you
yoink.
going? Yoink. Is that what you did?
He didn't do it that slow. It was like a
It
yoink.
felt like it. Oh my God, my skin.
He
I have
poisoned
the chills just
Felix's
thinking about it.
drink. Everything. He killed him. And then Elspeth bequeaths all of the assets to him and Saltburn. Then he kills her. And then he takes ownership of the house, and it's a murder on the dance floor. He dances
Dance
along,
around, pee out.
dances around Saltburn, dances a schlong the way, totally nude. If he thinks he's getting away, he will prove you wrong.
Mm-hmm.
And that's Saltburn.
Amen. It's crazy because going through this discussion with you, there's a lot that happens, but not really.
Yes. I mean, like, I skipped over the karaoke scene, too.
Yeah, because there's things that just don't matter at all.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, I like this movie, but it felt a little bit like it relied on the shock value.
Yes, I agree. And I think that the biggest issue, I think this movie is okay. I didn't love it. I liked it better the second time that I watched it, but I still don't plan on watching it again.
Yeah.
The biggest issue I have with it is the way that it's set up. Like, especially comparing it to Talented Mr. Ripley. The setup of Talented Mr. Ripley is not, what's this guy's deal? What's his problem? What will be revealed? We know everything from the jump with that. It's what's going to happen? How's he going to be caught thing. With this, it's set up where it's supposed to be like a reveal at the end where it's like he was the mastermind behind everything. And like, even if you didn't come to that conclusion beforehand, you knew there was something up with him. You knew he was behind at least some of the stuff that was going on. It all couldn't have been coincidences. So this is set up less like an episode of Columbo, which is just like you see what happens and then it's how catch 'em. It's set up like a Perry Mason.
Sure, Dan.
That's actually not Perry Mason. Perry Mason, you know, you see the crime too. What is a whodunit? It's set up like a whodunit, but we know who did it. So the reveal doesn't do anything.
It's like in plays I'm gonna be theater nerdy for a second, where it's like, okay, we all know everything, like in Romeo and Juliet when they die and we all know that they both are, like, Juliet's faking her death and blah blah blah, but the characters don't know. It was like that, but to an extreme point, you know what I mean?
Yes.
Not that death isn't extreme, I guess. Yeah.
I googled whodunit shows, and the top result is Only Murders in the Building. So that's a whodunit. Also, Apples Never Fall, the new show on Peacock with the worst name in the world.
Oh my god, that's so lame.
I think I read a review somewhere about this that was like, Emerald Fennell is far too talented of a director to keep creating movies based on scripts written by Emerald Fennell. And I mean, to be honest, I have not seen Promising Young Woman, but just based off
I want to
of,
see that, but I haven't seen it.
just based off of Saltburn, this is a very well-directed movie. The failings are in the script and like in the conceit of it.
I would agree.
And it's a like cinematography-wise, it's beautifully shot, and there are like
yes,
interesting directing choices, interesting character choices from the actors too. It's the script that's the issue.
Well, people were even saying that they wanted like, people were saying, oh my god, it's so beautifully filmed, like, I want my stuff to look like this is gorgeous, blah blah blah, but the movie is buck wild and I don't know that I like it. And I'm like, oh, okay.
I want my bathtub to look like this.
Literally, they're like, this minus the drinking, like, okay,
Oh, calm down. Minus the drinking.
minus the slurping, if you will.
Oh, I thought you meant the alcohol drinking.
Oh no, I meant like drinking of the water.
Why? It's just water, Anna. What's in the water?
Sin. The filth of a man.
You just described men in general.
True.
I have some trivia for you.
Okay, let's hear it.
Everybody cast is older than their characters is supposed to be.
What?
I know,
that was
right?
so
Crazy.
dramatic
In
of me.
Hollywood,
Who would believe that? Not me.
Barry Keoghan was 29 when they filmed this, playing a
Oh my
18-year-old.
God. Elderly. Just kidding.
Jacob Elordi was 25. Archie Madekwe was 27.
Okay, so I could still play young. Got it.
This is the third collaboration between Emerald Fennell and Margot Robbie. She
What were the other
produced
two?
Promising Young Woman, and then Emerald Fennell was Midge.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Actually, now that you mentioned that, I think I knew that because at first people thought it was oh my god.
Greta
Dallas Bryce
Gerwig.
Howard.
Bryce Dallas Howard.
Bryce Dallas Howard. Dang it. But then it wasn't, and I saw the movie and I was like, that is not her. So actually it's interesting now that you're telling me who it actually is.
Murder on the Dance Floor, which plays at the end as Barry Keoghan shakes that thing all around the house. Major commercial revitalization. I think it hit #1 again.
I think you're right. Gage and I heard it in the car listening. The radio was playing in the background, and on our way to the tour or to the concert, and it was playing just on the radio. And I was like, "Oh, okay, well."
It was never
Wonderful.
a hit in the U.S. when it originally came out. It was a huge hit around the world, and then it became a huge hit in the U.S. and around the world again, as it should. It's a great song.
It is a really good song. Really good song.
And then the original ending of the movie was Oliver going to the breakfast table at Saltburn, ready for his first meal as Lord. But instead of
milady.
getting a lavish breakfast, he gets runny eggs like he had when he first got there. Because the servants will never view him as any different than what he was when he started. But Emerald Fennell thought that ending wasn't triumphant enough.
Triumphant. He's evil.
Evil prospers. Evil wins.
Not in my heart.
When bad people do bad things, it's important that they get rewarded for it.
Suppose you're right. In this movie.
Anna, Would this movie be better, worse, or the same with Jonathan Taylor Thomas as Oliver?
Oh, worse. I don't think that he has the right vibe to pull off the scariness and the evil, like the deep-seated connivingness, for lack of a better term.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I just can't see him pulling off this kind of evil.
No, I don't think he could either.
No. It's just
Or
something
maybe
about,
he
like,
could.
this is just such a...
Maybe that would be
kind
like
of creepy.
a revelation.
I mean, it could be a really cool, challenging part for him, but I just feel like he's too cute.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Barry, no offense, Barry. Love you, Barry. Slay, Barry. He's
got weird little
has
vibes
the
about him.
right vibe. Yes, thank you. That's literally what I was about to say.
Mm-hmm.
Like, his vibe is just off in a way that makes it right for him.
Yeah, I agree.
He's hot, though. Like, the vibes are right somehow.
This would be better with Jimmy Stewart in it, just because
As who?
anyone. I want to drink your
Interesting.
bathwater.
Oh my god. Please, God, no.
Dead rally, dead rally, dead rally.
Yes.
It'd be great.
As the rock being thrown into the water. Oh,
Ah!
exactly.
On a scale of 1 to 5, I'll do it again. Slurps. What do you give it?
I give it 4. I did like it. But now when we sit down and kind of talk about it, there's just not much to discuss, I feel like.
Yeah.
Like, am I crazy for that?
No, I think this is a very surface level kind of movie too.
Yeah, like, I really thought we'd have more to say, but I'm finding that in trying to not just thirst over the actors, I'm left with naught.
Yeah, and I think
Like-
that is a flaw of the movie.
It's shock value. I'm not saying I didn't enjoy it. Please do not interpret it to say that, oh, just shock value and I had a horrible time. No, I still very much enjoyed it. I'm coming short on things to say because there's just not much to say about it.
Yes.
So that's why it's not a perfect score. I still enjoyed myself, and since I'm rating on vibes, 4. But, you know, now that we've discussed it, I guess I can understand why it has some shortcomings.
It is ephemeral. It comes and it goes. Like Jacob Elordi.
All right.
Almost got a spit
I had to
take.
swallow my water.
Almost got a spit take. Oh, you had to swallow water?
Yeah.
Slurp
Straight
it up.
from the tub.
I give it 2.5.
Whoa. That's a 50%.
It's fine.
Well, I guess you didn't like the butts.
Okay, another big issue.
Uh-huh.
Jacob Elordi and Barry Keoghan don't kiss in this movie.
Thank you. Finally, somebody said it.
That's the biggest issue.
Not gay enough. Not gay enough.
Even if story-wise it's a dream sequence or something.
Or like, yeah, I feel like this movie needed a scene where like Barry tries to kiss Jacob, even if Jacob is like, "Whoa, man, no," or something like that. Like it would make sense. You're right. Because now that you're mentioning it, that is something that I said to Gage. I was like, "So y'all gonna like
You'll get a
touch
tongue?
butts, or are we gonna? What are we doing here? Like,
Let's get to
y'all
it.
gay
Let's get
or
going.
not? Hello?" Yeah, no, I completely agree. There should have been, even if it's like a misunderstood, "Hey man, I'm not into that" kiss. I think it would
fine.
have made sense. We just needed some sort of lip on lip action.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Man lip on man lip action.
Ideal.
Speaking of man lip on man lip action.
That's it. Yep.
That's it for this episode of In Conclusion.
Sensational.
If
That
you're-
was great.
Just real top-notch stuff at the end there.
Oh, nothing like man lip on man lip.
Running on fumes on fumes.
On man lips on man lips.
Okay, let's keep going. Let's keep saying it. Yeah, if you want to find us on social media, we're on Facebook and Twitter at And In Conclusion, on Instagram at In Conclusion Podcast, patreon.com/In Conclusion. I'm on Twitter at Dan O'Keefe86 and on TikTok at Not Dan O'Keefe. Anna, where can they find you?
You can find me on Instagram at AutomusPrime818, or you can find me on Twitter at AutobotsRollOut. Capital O for Auto, capital B for Bots, capital R for Roll, and the O in Roll, and the O in Out are zeros.
Wonderful. We will be back next episode where we will be talking about Pitch Perfect.
Something that has a lot of plot to discuss. Many a sexual awakening for my sad little theater girl heart. Can't wait.
I'll talk about it more on the episode. My dad's favorite movie.
Yes, I forgot this was your dad's favorite movie. Oh my god. Special guest.
He doesn't know how to do podcasts.
That's okay. He can just, give us his feedback anyway.
I will try and get his thoughts on it that I can play for everybody.
Perfect. I look forward to hearing what he has to say.
But in the meantime, everybody, stay safe and have fun. Bye-bye.
Bye. Whatever. I'm going to be married for the tax purposes soon.
A Creative Land podcast.